And then I opened the book, and like 3 olives fell out.
It gotta be.
Oh, we're recording. Okay.
Sorry, we're live. Yes, sorry. Hey, everyone. Welcome to the Augmented Reality Podcast, presented by the Triple S League. Check out our YouTube channel for game guides, reviews, comedy, music videos, and tons more awesome gaming content. Speaking of gaming content, we have just come through E3, and that's what we're going to be focusing on today. My name is Ashenity, and I'm here as always with Cybsidian.
Hello.
So today, what we're going to be doing is we're just going to be taking a look at some of the highlights of E3, the games that we found most notable that are going to be released in 2017.
That have a confirmed release day, not an estimation or a to be announced coming out.
Not a coming holiday 2017.
Out of those ones, they've said, hey, they're coming out in 2017. We just don't have a release date yet for it. If we go on record of what we've seen before, about half of those are going to be pushed into 2018.
Mm-hmm.
Then there's a whole bunch of them that say, oh yeah, these are coming out in 2018. About half of those are not going to come out until 2019. This is just going off of what the industry has done to us before. So I'm just,
right.
I want to just in this podcast, we will just focus very, very quickly on the stuff that is coming out, that has been confirmed, that has been given a date. And whilst some of those may be delayed again, it's a little bit less likely because they actually have like a ship date, and in some cases they already have like pre-order purchase times, and like the time is up there. And it's a lot harder to move one of those back than it is to move one that says 2017 and gives not even a month. So yeah, we're just going to quickly focus on the things that mainly interest us. We're not going to cover a lot of the sports games and a lot of the racing games because we don't really play those anymore, and I don't even know people who play them anymore. So
I'll start off with everybody's favorite video game title of all time, South Park: The Fractured But Whole.
Yeah, we won't do any jokes on this one.
Coming October 17th of 2017 to PS4, Xbox One, and PC.
So we know this is coming out then for sure. Almost a guarantee of not getting that release date budged at all. Which is great because I've been looking forward to this game for a while. I really like how they took it like right from the other game that you played, and were like, hey, the kids are playing superheroes now instead of Game of Thrones, which is really cool, and I think that is absolutely amazing. I'm really stoked for this game. I saw the combat, and I saw the customization and the abilities and all that kind of stuff, and it's so funny. The dialogue in it is so hilarious. I'm really looking forward to this. What I've seen so far, they had like a 15-minute level playthrough in a strip club of all things. So it was
the
really,
kids are
kids
are going to a strip club.
Yeah, it was pretty hilarious.
Sometimes I think the creators of the show forget that these kids are like, how old are they? 8 or 10 or so?
Yeah. Well, it's so weird because they're. I mean, the way they think and the way they talk a lot of the time is like very, on an adult level, but they're still in like grade 4. So,
but they've been in grade 4 for about 20 years. So
no, actually, when the show first came out, they were in grade 3, and they went up a grade, and there was a whole story arc about them going from grade 3 to grade 4.
My point is,
I mean, since then they've been stuck in that time paradox.
It's been a lot of years, so they're basically 30-year-olds
which is funny because the world still moves around them. Like,
well, that happens in every show like that. That goes for them.
Talk about like voting every time the big vote comes around. Anyways, yeah, looking forward to it. Fortnite, which is next on our list here, did not get a lot. It did. I don't think it got showcased on the big stage. Maybe there was a tiny blip, but I can't even remember that. But it is seriously making a lot of noise as far as the fans, as far as people have gotten their hands on it, as far as people who may or may not be in the super awesome closed beta, which nobody can really talk about, or alpha, I guess, still. This game has been in production for a really long time. An enormously long time. It was one of the first games to kind of come out and tease the new engine, and the style and the art was for the most part really different when it first kind of got showcased, and it's made a lot of subtle changes and has maybe refined itself and grown up just a smidge. But from what I have been seeing on the videos that have been coming out and the people that have released game that have been allowed to release gameplay, because right now there's a massive NDA, so even if somebody were in the alpha, they couldn't talk about being in the alpha. But from what I've been seeing, the thing looks amazing, and it looks like it is going to be a ton of fun. I am definitely super stoked to get my hands on this as it comes out. And it comes out when?
July 25th of this year.
Yes, but you can get a couple days early start if you pre-order.
If you pre-order, you get a 4-day head start.
And this is, we should clarify, this is still beta, because when it actually comes to its full launch, it will be free to play. So you don't have to pay for it. What they're doing right now is they're saying, okay, if you really want into the closed beta, then just send us some cash, because it's moving from alpha to closed beta. And then once the beta comes around, the NDA gets lifted and you can start streaming to your heart's content.
So if you want to play the beta, you have to pay. If you don't want to pay, you just wait till the game's release. That's interesting.
I like it. I like the way that they're doing this, because in the alpha, it was like by invite only, and there was only so many ways that you could get keys. And if it's something that you're really excited to play, kind of sucks, because you can't play it.
So the pay-to-play beta releases on July 25th of 2017. It's coming to PS4, Xbox One, and PC.
Yeah. So Wolfenstein 2.
I will absolutely be playing the shiz a bit out of Wolfenstein 2. I loved the New Order and the Old Blood, and the series as a whole. I loved that in watching the trailer at E3, I saw so many characters that I recognized and remembered their stories, so it's a game that really stuck with me. So Wolfenstein 2 comes out October 27th, 2017, PS4, Xbox One, and PC.
So XCOM 2 has 2 amazing games coming out. XCOM 2, War of the Chosen. Super stoked for that one. Looks amazing. And then Mario and Rabbids Kingdom Battle. Also an XCOM type. No, wait. I'm reading this wrong. But
what the hell are you talking about?
Mario and Rabbids look like the gameplay is the same. The gameplay is the same. Okay.
Mario and Rabbids is an interesting one. It's like this turn-based combat where Rabbids have come into the Mushroom Kingdom somehow for some reason and are dressing up as Mario characters. Basically, it looks like a bunch of Ubisoft and Nintendo guys had a swinging party some night and did a bunch of drugs. And then we're like, you know what would be awesome? Let's get Mario and the Rabbids in a single game.
Yeah, I was really shocked when I saw that. And then I was more shocked when I saw the gameplay, and I'm like, this is XCOM. Like,
they are both coming out on the same day, too.
Yeah, which is really weird.
August 29th, 2017. Mario and Rabbids on the Nintendo Switch, and XCOM 2 expansion, War of the Chosen, to PS4, Xbox One, and PC.
But yeah, anyways, what else we got?
Sequel to a very popular indie game, Life is Strange Before the Storm.
Yeah.
Is it a prequel, actually?
It's a prequel. It's not a sequel. It's a prequel. It's about the person that you're kind of like learning about in the first game.
Right, okay. So The Evil Within 2, which was a surprise for us. We weren't expecting to see this one from Bethesda. And I think it surprised a lot of people, and there were a lot of people asking why, because, was the first game really all that popular? Now, I couldn't tell you, because I never actually played it, and
it's one of these games...
It came out a long time ago.
Yeah, it's one of these games that people rave about, and they talk about how amazing it was, and blah-de-blah-de-blah. I know, great point I made there, but it's...
Blah-de-blah-de-blah is always the best way to reiterate somebody's point.
Yes, absolutely. I'm not criticizing it, because it was a very well-liked game in some circles, and Bethesda is really, really good at making scary games. They always add in like this little like horror place in their Fallout games, and there were some really terrifying places to go, and that you were like, wow, they clearly have skill in this area, which is fine, which is great. Love it, love them, but I don't think it was the right time for it to be released. The timing of it seemed off, and I don't really have much to found that on, other than the fact that then it's just a gut feeling. And I know that a lot of people are really upset that we didn't get what we were all hoping for, which is a brand new open world IP game, and that's what a lot of people were expecting. right now, from what we're hearing and what's been kind of confirmed, is that they haven't even started on Elder Scrolls 6 at all, period.
They haven't started.
They haven't even started development on it. They might have started, sound casting and that kind of stuff, which we've talked about before on one of our previous podcasts, and started the process of like
the previs, the design.
They're probably at that stage. But as far as actually building cities and towns and locations and character models and that kind of stuff, they're not even doing that, period. So that's why everybody was kind of shocked and a little frustrated, and I can see why. I really do.
So The Evil Within 2 comes to PS4, Xbox One, and PC on October 13th, which is a Friday. Friday the 13th.
Oh, yes,
October
yes,
2017. Yes. So,
and that's good. I mean, at least their date for release really lined up really, really well.
That works. Yeah, that works really well.
So another horror game, and I was going to throw this in with another one of the vampire games, because there actually seems to have been several vampire games that were showcased this year. There was Vampyr coming out, which is a very story. It's basically like kind of the Mass Effect style of like conversation and back and forth and plot development. And apparently it's really, really deep. And that game's coming out sometime this year.
It's supposed to come out in November of 2017. And yeah, I'm looking forward to this one. I'm really going to try to get my hands on this one because it's a stealth game, and I mean you really enjoy those. I really enjoy those. So yeah, I do, and it's a unique premise. You play as the vampire, but you have these moral choices to make in this town, but people don't know you're a vampire, and so you just have to sort of make decisions and live your life and probably avoid people coming at you with stakes and pitchforks. I'm looking forward to this. It sounds really neat. November of this year for PS4, Xbox One, and PC, and hopefully it is actually November and doesn't get delayed.
Battlefield 1 has got In the Name of the Tsar coming out, DLC. It's coming out this year, and I was really impressed by this. I don't play Battlefield a lot, but this definitely piqued my interest. Out of all the Battlefield ones, I think this one's been the best in a really, really long time. And this expansion was another, just smash out of the park. And I think they're going to do really, really well with this one.
Yeah, it looked really good, and it addresses some interesting historical events and things and factions and that, people might not be familiar with. Being
a sniper back in World War I that was just a really new form of combat. It had not been really done before, and snipers were hated. And there were a lot of female snipers because in World War I and World War II, in some of them, I believe there's 2 female snipers that are still on the top 10 list in the world of confirmed kills. So it definitely changes the game, and it definitely changed the game in wartime in World War I and World War II.
Prior to that, long-range firearms just weren't a thing.
Yeah, they just weren't accurate enough.
Yeah. In the Name of the Tsar, Battlefield 1 expansion comes to PS4, Xbox One, PC in September of 2017. So also coming out in September of this year is the Dishonored 2 DLC, Death of the Outsider. This looks like it's going to be really good.
Yeah.
It's taking the story in a very interesting direction. In the tradition of what they did for the first Dishonored games DLC, you have a story, again, that focuses on Dowd and his compatriots. And of course, it's revealed in the trailer that they're going to go after the Outsider. So, looks like Billy Lurk is going to be the playable character. It sounds like they're taking it in a really fantastic direction. I was reading that one of the missions is going to be this elaborate museum or bank heist of some kind.
We all love a good bank heist. So we got another game that was announced, and they showed gameplay of it called Matterfall. And when I saw the trailer for this originally, which was I think a year or 2 ago, it looked like a new crazy super high-res kind of like a platforming first-person shooter.
It looked like an FPS.
Yep.
That was kind of an bizarre take on... It almost looked like a new take on the zombie genre.
Like zombie, and like also like there was kind of this Minecraft sense in it too, and like this building sense. And I was like, oh wow, that's a really interesting game. It kind of looks really interesting. And then the gameplay came out for it. And it's
And we thought No Man's Sky had falsely advertised itself.
It's a side-scrolling platformer
It's a 2.5D side-scroller
that claims that it's got like all these brand new functions of like being able to like build things, and you're not building things, you're just making platforms appear temporarily. This mechanic's been done before, a lot before. I don't know what to say. I was frankly extremely disappointed and kind of shocked that,
aside from some visual similarities, the two videos side by side, they look like completely different games.
Completely.
The character's the same, but that's about all that's the same.
I have no idea what happened here and why it happened in this way. I'm frankly a little shocked, but oh well, whatever.
Whatever. Comes to PS4 on August 15th, if that is something that you are interested in.
Bloodstained Ritual of the Night is also a 2.5D kind of platformer, and honestly, that one looks a little bit more interesting than this one.
Bloodstained is one of those other vampire games you were talking about, right?
Yeah. Bloodstained's this other one of the other vampire games. It seems like vampires made a comeback this year. I mean, not super huge, but they're definitely kind of making a comeback, which is interesting. I guess they never really went away, but
they needed some fresh vampire stuff after the whole Twilight thing. Anyway, that's a bonus one for all of you listening, because the Bloodstained Ritual of the Night doesn't actually come out till 2018.
Yeah.
So there's a little freebie bonus, free of charge.
Yeah. So what else?
Super Mario Odyssey.
Oh yes.
Looks absolutely amazing. My mind was blown by this game, and I went from, I don't think I'm going to get a Switch for like 2 or 3 years until they really come down in price and I can get one secondhand, to, I really want a Switch now. Holy crap.
You're not going to get one secondhand. I don't know what you're thinking. You're not going to get one secondhand.
No, I was thinking like a few years down the road. I was going to get one secondhand. I
still don't think you're going to get one secondhand. I think they're going to be high-end for a very long time to come.
Well, whatever. In any case, this game looks amazing, and it looks like they, it almost looked to me like they were doing for Mario what Breath of the Wild did for Zelda.
Yeah.
Like they just went with something in a very new direction, made it just massive and expansive, and it's the same game. It fits with its predecessors. Like, it's not like they completely changed everything, but they just really pushed the limits on what they could do in a Mario game, in a 3D
and that's good.
Mario game.
I gotta say that's really good, because there's been a lot of games that have kind of fallen by the wayside, and a lot of IPs and characters that have not made it, so to speak, and they've had other people come and replace it. I think last time we talked about, Jill of the Jungle. Here's this Jill of the Jungle character, definitely didn't survive, but her look and style has survived, and then the general concept of the game has had numerous spiritual successors in numerous various ways. When you look at Sonic has had a really hard time. He's had a lot of pretty bad, rough flops, but he's still a fairly loved character. So
there is a Sonic game coming out. Sonic Forces is supposed to come out in late 2017, and it's supposed to be a return to the classic Sonic style, like the 2D, super fast side-scrolling. And that one's coming for, it's coming to the Switch, but it's also coming to the other platforms as well, PC, Xbox, and PS4. I'm curious about that one. I hope that one does well.
Yeah.
Sonic's another classic IP. Mario Odyssey comes out October 27th to the Switch. All right, so those are our picks for the high points of E3 2017, the games that we are most interested in or found most notable or are most excited for. What were your picks? What are you looking forward to? Let us know in the comments if there's anything that was not on our list that you're really super stoked for or think we should have mentioned. Feel free to call us names down there for not mentioning your favorite game. Thanks so much for listening. This has been the Augmented Reality Podcast. On behalf of Subsidian, my name is Ashenity for the Triple S League. Talk to you later.
Good night, everybody. Or good day. Whatever. You'll be listening at any time.
Thanks for listening to Augmented Reality, presented by the Triple S League. If you appreciate this weekly content, please consider becoming a Patreon supporter. Patrons get exclusive access to podcast outtake videos, downloadable music, an RSS feed of our podcast, and more. See patreon.com/the Triple S League for details. Also, don't forget to like and subscribe.